Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today on my channel. My name is Chris, and today I will be joining in the Back to the Future hop along with a lot of scrappy friends. And what we are doing is trying to inspire you to go into your stash and grab some of your old tools, your old supplies that may be gathering dust, and give them some fresh life. So today I've got quite a few different tools that I'm bringing out of retirement for you to see how you can make a layout that looks kind of modern and it doesn't look dated. So the first tool I'm using is this flexible ruler that I got years and years ago from Bo Bunny, and it was one where you could bend it to whatever shape you wanted and be able to use it to hold the design and cut it out. So I used that to help cut this V out of my lace paper. And what I'm doing today is trying to get the look of my daughter's wedding dress where it laced up the back, and I'm going to mimic that by using my eyelets. So I'm using this paper that was from, I believe it was called An Elegant Affair or something like that. It was a Michael's Hot Buy pad. And then the lace paper I just had bought a single sheet from scrapbook.com. I'm not even sure what brand it was. And now I'm taking my Big Bite, which is another old tool that I've had forever, and I'm poking holes up the side of each of side of that little V that I cut out. And then I'm going to take those eyelets that I have up in the top of my screen, and I am going to set all those using the Big Bite. I couldn't find my smaller crocodile. It's somewhere in a safe place in my room and couldn't find it for the life of me, so I just grabbed the Big Bite, and that works just the same. So here I am. The first one gave me a little bit of trouble. It got stuck, and I'll just kind of pry that out. And it did rip my paper a little bit, but it's not bad and it's really not noticeable. And then I changed the bottom setting because it has a setting on the top and the bottom to help squish the eyelets together. And so now I'm going to do some of these and then I'll do the rest off camera so you don't have to watch. The next thing I pulled out of my stash was some old ribbon that I had a spool of, and I used up the whole spool. Now I'm going to lace up the ribbon through the eyelets that I set and have it look like the dress of my daughter. And to get these to go through the eyelets, I just wrapped a little bit of Scotch tape around the edge like a shoelace, and that held it so I could poke them through. Now I'm gutting this piece of purple paper because I'm going to use that for matting my photo. And then I took this piece of paper that looked like satin ribbon. I'm putting that behind so it will look like the square behind my daughter's ribbon on her dress. And because of the ribbon, it kind of shrunk the paper a little bit. So I'm just kind of trimming it back so that it doesn't come out from behind the lace. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue that all down. And now I'm going to go ahead and mat my photo. This is a photo of the back of my daughter's wedding dress that was laced up, and then we had tucked her wedding ring into the lace. And so I just want to highlight the details of her dress. So I matted it on some vellum and then on that purple cardstock that we gutted. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of tulle and I'm just going to kind of ruffle that behind, and then I'm going to put that onto white tissue paper. Her colors for her wedding were craft, kind of a brown, and the plum color, and they got married at their farm, so I'm sticking with the whole theme going through with the whole burlap and mason jar look that she had for the wedding. And I'm just going to trim this up a little bit and just kind of get the edges clean. And I just want a little bit peeking out. I don't need a ton, but now you can just see a little bit of the tulle, you can see a little bit of the tissue paper, and a little bit of the vellum. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this doily behind, and then I'm going to pop this up. And now whenever you have tissue paper, use another kind of adhesive, because if you run your ATG, it will rip it. And then I grabbed the bag of embellishments that I've been using for her wedding album. So I have here some of these paper flowers that I've got probably at like Hobby Lobby, and so I have them in craft in purple, and then I have these mason jars that I think were also from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to tuck those in. And then using a Stampin' Up! Punch, I've on every one of her pages in her album is the hummingbird, which was also on her wedding invitation, and I'm just having that run through the whole album. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue these down into clusters, and then I'm going to grab some of my old bling that I haven't used in forever, and I'm just going to put a little bit of bling around each of them, and it kind of brings out that the gems or the bling that was on her wedding dress. And sorry about the camera shaking. My phone rang about 20 times while I was trying to film this here. And then as I'm looking at it, it just seemed a little bit too much on the right hand side. So I decide I'm going to go ahead with another cluster of the flowers, and then I have an embossed heart that I'm just going to go ahead and glue down. And that's going to be it for my layout. It's very simple. I'm using a lot of old elements, but because of how I'm doing the layout, it brings it to more current, and when you have it in the album, no one's going to know that I was using things in my stash that I've had for probably 20 years. They're just going to look and see the cool detail and see how it mimics the details on her dress. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you as a subscriber on my channel. Please hit the like button if you liked it to let others know that you enjoyed this video, and make sure you check out the description box below. We will have links to everyone else who is hopping along today and trying to inspire you to grab those old tools, those old techniques, and those old supplies and give them a fresh new look on a current layout. Thanks, and have a great day.